Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK community. This is Fortunate coming at you. It is now November 10th. We are sitting at about 6:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a very special guest, Miss Kelly Snook, here with us tonight. But before we hear from her, let's get a couple words in from our founder, Mr. Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Fortunate. Welcome all for this fantastic podcast, number 10 here at ARK. My name is Atlas, and we have quite a fantastic evening for you. We are going to go over the calculator created by Dr. Kelly Snook. It is an honor to have her here as an advisor that's been working very hard with the team to make sure that we create a well-balanced and sustainable investment system for all of you. So with that, we also know that there's a lot of questions. We've already posted the price for tomorrow's pre-sale. It'll be starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be 5 p.m. UTC for you, those of you in Europe. And we're going to make it completely first come, first serve, open to the public. We have taken a measure to ensure that we make it a fair playing field, that as many folks who want to come and buy in the pre-sale have that opportunity and are going to have that opportunity. So we are limiting the purchase per wallet, the minting of 2 NFTs per wallet. You can do it all in one transaction. You do not have to do one transaction per NFT. That's going to enable you to be a lot quicker. You're going to save a little bit of gas, of course, but it's just to make sure that you're going to be able to do it in one quick, smooth, swift, fast process. So we know that Dr. Kelly Snook right now is overseas. She's traveling at a convention, and it is pretty late. It's at midnight where she is at the moment. So Dr. Kelly Snook, I think we should just go ahead and turn it over to you if you want to share your screen and introduce yourself and say hello. You get a lot of anxious folks. And Fortunate, if you could mute the whole server so that her presentation this evening is uninterrupted, and we will open it up for a very quick and short round of questions for Ms. Snook. So if you could do that for us, Fortunate, I'd greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the podcast tonight. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Thank you for being here.
I'm doing great. Thank you. You guys don't have to call me Dr. Kelly Snook. You can just call me Kelly. It's really, really lovely to be here, and I'm really excited to have this opportunity to, kind of help out with the thinking through this exciting new protocol, and to try and figure out how to simplify it down enough that people can mess around with the calculator and get a rough idea of how their investment is going to grow and what they can expect. So I think I put the link, or somebody probably put the link in I haven't put it in the main chat yet. I think I put it on my own ARK Rocket Science group. But Atlas, did you share the link to the spreadsheet, or?
Yes, I believe it has been done. Let me confirm here. Brett, are you with us? Fortunate.
We did add it to the link in the website and also in the white paper. But let me grab it and I'll drop it in the main chat while you guys are talking.
Okay, great. And I will share my screen as you requested. So can you see my screen? Hang on. Sorry, that's going to be really annoying. How do I get that out of the way? There we go. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, Kelly.
Excellent. Okay. So first, I just want to say, and I think Brett announced this maybe also in the main chat. The calculator is reflecting a slightly different max payout than was originally put in the white paper, and so we're just a little bit of a tweak. I'm not sure if the white paper has been updated yet, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make that big of a difference. But I have essentially taken my drip calculator that some people might be familiar with and have converted that to a calculator that you can use to answer some questions about your ARK investment. And some of those questions are pretty straightforward, like How much should I deposit? How often and when should I compound and withdraw? By when can I ArkFi? That's always an important question for people. Some people don't really care too much about getting their initial investment back really super quickly. They'd rather just optimize or have different priorities. So the calculator is designed to help you play around with different scenarios and let you customize your strategy to meet your needs. Like if your goal is to maximize your total return on investment, how do you do that? How long will your wallets last? Essentially, as you all probably know, there is an ultimate cap on what a wallet can produce. So after that point, it's no longer producing any rewards. So you have to either move on to new wallets or stop participating. My guess is that everyone will want to just keep on going, and so this calculator also helps you figure out how many wallets you might want to use, so that you can keep going for as long as you want to keep going without having to reach max payout too soon and having to take all the earnings from that big wallet and put into new wallets. If you split your initial investment early on, you can stay in the same place longer, and you don't have to do all that moving between wallets. So this calculator helps you figure out how many wallets you want to use and how long those wallets will last for a given initial investment. And then it also allows you, in a kind of a rudimentary way, it allows you to play around with what happens to your investment if over a long period of time the price goes up or the price goes down, or the price, you can put price in on any given day and let it stay the same for a little while. You can really put in whatever price profile you want. I'll show you how to do that. But this gives you a little bit of a, like an opportunity to move the levers that represent the free parameters in planning your investment. So I have titled this calculator the ARK calculator version 0.2, not 0.2, because it's really just the first very broad brush calculator. It makes some assumptions that aren't necessarily realistic about how you are going to deal with your investment. For example, it assumes that you're not going to have any downline. It doesn't take into account any rewards. It's simply, if it's just you and the code and no other influences, like you're not getting any airdrops, you're not sending any airdrops, and you're just making decisions about your own investment. That's the first assumption. That the next big assumption is that you are going to make one action per day, and that action is going to be either a compound or withdrawal. And I see that I have the wrong number in here already, so I'm just going to make some edits as we go. So it does take into consideration, though, some of these really important factors that play very heavily into a strategy, which is what happens when your net deposit value goes negative. In the case of ARK, what happens is that your ROI actually decreases. It goes from wherever you were all the way down to well, actually, is that true? I forgot actually now what happens when your NDV goes negative. I'll have to remind myself when I look at the calculator, or anyone can jump in and say. But anyway, it does take into consideration what happens.
Yeah, it goes from a 2% daily ROI to a 1% daily ROI.
1%. That's right, from 2% to 1%. So it does this. This includes that check. So so it calculates your NDV for you and pulls down your ROI when that happens. In ARK, it actually happens pretty fast, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You'll see that even though it goes to 1% after a period of time, it's still really a very very fast and lucrative protocol that's also sustainable. So These little tweaks to familiar protocols that most of us have been in are pretty exciting because they kind of give you the best of both worlds, letting you have access in the beginning when you really want it of very fast growth, and then quickly moving into something more sustainable, but also by that time your vault balance is big enough that you're getting some meaningful daily passive income. So it's pretty nice, and it's really fun to be able to compare these all side by side like this. So let's see if I forgot any of the other assumptions. Obviously, I should always say this, that this is not financial advice, and this is really for your own education and entertainment. So don't take any of this as fact, and don't take any of it as advice. I'm just trying to give you guys some tools to help you plan your investment in time for the launch. So like I think I said it's already, this isn't taking into any consideration the referrals. It does take into consideration what your it doesn't even actually need to think of the legacy NFTs at all. It doesn't really make a difference. But one thing that it will help you decide is whether or not it will be useful to you or worth it to you to buy that NFT, to buy that silver NFT or that gold NFT that will allow you to compound more. So in a nutshell, what I've done is I've taken this example in the white paper that you could see here. This is really an excellent white paper. I just want to take this opportunity to compliment the team on the work that they've done on making a very thorough and really understandable and beautifully annotated white paper. It's just kind of sets a new standard, in my opinion. And anyway, on the pump and up throttling part of the ARK Vault description, just after the tokenomics, it gives you some examples of what happens to your compound to withdrawal ratio given different behaviors within a 2-week rolling average window. So there's 8 different scenarios here, going from the very minimum that you can do without penalty, which is compounding 3 days a week and withdrawing 4 days a week. That's pretty much the most you can withdraw as compared to compounding before you get hit with the penalty that your ROI goes to 0.5%, and then you can never actually get it back up again. I might be wrong about that too, but I think that you can't actually pull out of that once you've taken your CWR down to below 0.75. You're stuck with a 0.5% ROI daily forevermore. Is that correct, Brett?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, so you really want to make sure, that you're either using our auto allocation system, which will maintain that for you, but it's a very hairy edge. I would say probably safer to stay above that level.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So that's the minimum CWR that I've modeled in the templates that I provide you in the calculator. Of course, you can enter whatever you want in the template and explore what's going to happen. So you're not actually limited to doing these 8 different scenarios. But what I've done in the calculator is I have pasted that image here for your viewing pleasure, so you can actually see exactly what it is that I'm modeling. And then I've given you the behaviors as a function of day, and I'll show you how to stick those in the calculator so you can quickly play around with your own custom schedule. But it also, in this calculator now, this is a improvement over the drip calculator. If you are all familiar with the drip calculator, in the drip calculator, you had to kind of do a scenario and then come back and see it, and then do another scenario and then come back and see it. I didn't have them all laid out like this, but I've just pasted them all side by side, and I've got tabs for each one of them. So when you go in to enter in your information, all you have to enter is how much total ARK you're starting with, and then how many wallets you want. And for reference, all of these templates have been created so that each individual wallet starts at the very minimum possible amount of ARK. So anything that you deposit in your actual investment is going to probably go faster than this if you're starting with more than 10 ARK per wallet. So this is kind of the end, what do we call it in engineering? The end case, one of the brackets of the possible, comparison spaces. So we've for the any manual tuning we've done in this calculator examples, it's all been done with this starting with 10 ARK per wallet. You also enter in the price that you pay when you start, and then the date. And then this number here has to do with how much you want. It lets you model a slow increase in price every day or a decrease in price every day. Otherwise, if you just keep it 0, which is what I always do when I'm starting out, then the price just stays constant. I find that's a nice conservative estimate of what's going to happen. So that's all you have to enter. When you enter that, then it takes those values and it sticks those values in this detailed calculator that goes day by day and records or predicts what action you're going to take, what that does to your compound to withdrawal ratio, what your new vault balance is going to be, what daily reward that's going to generate, and then how much that is in ARK per wallet. And then it's going to calculate what tax level you're at, which is described really in great detail and beautifully executed in the white paper. And then it's going to give you this value here, which is one of the important values, which is what is the actual available that you're going to have that day to either compound or withdraw. Once it does that calculation, then if it's a day that you're withdrawing, then it will calculate the amount that you're actually going to get to withdraw that day. And then in everything to the left of this pink line in my calculators is always per wallet in ARK. And everything to the right of this pink line adds up all of the ARK in dollar value of that, and then multiplies it by the number of wallets. So this is the total amount in dollars that you would be able to get out and on withdraw days as you go along here through time. And then this column here, this column U, gives you a cumulative running total of what you've taken out after taxes put in the bank. There's a yellow section over here that does some checks. The first check that it does is to checks the NDV value, your net deposits value, so that it can check whether it's going to start going negative, because when it goes negative, that's when your 2% becomes 1%. It also checks whether you're out of bounds for the compound withdrawal ratio. So that's also a helpful and useful test, and that will factor into luck in the calculator. So for any given value of ARK or total ARK amount that you're going to enter and the number of wallets, it goes through and does these calculations. These tabs here take these 8 different scenarios that are in the white paper and just automatically do them with those templates that are listed on this page here. So you can quickly then, at a glance, put in an ARK amount, how many wallets, and then you can just see side by side what that's going to do to your total earnings. So let's go through first, before I show you how to mess around with your template, let's just look at what the overview summary page tells you about your investment and how to digest this information that's provided for you that allows you to compare these different scenarios. Right now, what we're looking at is this column here that says custom. That's just the CWR of 1, because this whole protocol, tokenomics of this protocol, were designed for optimization around a balance of withdrawing and compounding. I always have said in these protocols, claim early and claim often, and that leads to an overall much smoother and more sustainable collective pathway in the protocol overall, and it also is better for you as an investor. It helps you ROI earlier, and it just prevents kind of erratic behavior that is caused by bumping up too soon against a max payout, a max wallet situation. Max wallets are not great for you or for the protocol. So, in fact, in some of these protocols, there's a culture around racing to max payout, which actually doesn't really gain you much except time, and it loses you quite a bit in taxes, both in whale taxes and in transfer taxes when you have to claim or withdraw and send to a new wallet if you want to keep growing your investment. So if you think you're going to want to grow your investment for several years, then it's actually more lucrative to pace yourself and give yourself lots of headroom. And the way you do that is by splitting your investment across wallets to begin with, rather than having to dump the maxed out wallets into new wallets after you've maxed out. And this is something that I've written about in the context of Drip. I plan to also write about it for ARK. I have not written any papers yet, but I will try and write a companion Medium article and make another video with a final version of this calculator.
Hey, Kelly, I just wanted to mention that you did write your best practices document for the white paper. So if anybody's interested in checking
so I did, yes.
Yeah, you may do a Medium article too, but yeah, that's also a good guide as well. So thank you.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I forgot I did that. Thanks, Brett. Okay, so what are we looking at here? When you enter these values in and it goes ahead and populates the calculator page, it gives you a summary of the total amount that you've invested. And this actually gives you the amount that you would have had to invest before the deposit tax is taken out. So it multiplies it by 1.1. So this is the actual amount of money it would take to produce this result. And then it tells you how many drip, how many ARK you earn over the lifetime of these wallets total. And it tells you what the dollar value of that is over the whole life of the wallets, in dollars after taxes, after selling. So these numbers are the important numbers. In fact, this number, I don't give it much fanfare, but this total net after selling is a good important number. Maybe I should highlight that one too with some other highlight color. Let's go with pink. Because this is the point. So with a given initial investment, regardless of how fast you go, you're still going to get the same amount, roughly the same amount out. You can see there's very slight differences in the amounts when you compare the different scenarios, where over on the right, from left to right, except for these first two, it basically goes from claiming a lot, over on the left, to compounding a lot over on the right. And over on the right, column N is the most you can possibly claim with a platinum NFT. This example right here, this blue example in the white paper, and that's essentially, you just claim once every 2 weeks, and that's the most you can compound. You can't just compound solidly, even if you have a platinum NFT. It just won't let you do that. The protocol won't let you do that. So we go from the over on the left, claiming a lot, over on the right, compounding a lot. But if you compare across all of them, the total amount that you're getting out is roughly the same multiplier. Every one of them, if you start with 10 ARK in each wallet, if you start with a total of 50 ARK, which is, if it costs $10, which let's just say you get in right at the beginning, it's not likely to be $10 yet. So your multiplier is going to be higher than this. But this is a very, very conservative estimate. You're going to be turning $550 into $1 million in however much time it shows here. When you get over to the right, that basically takes only 2.5 years, or less than 3 years, let's just say. Bob's your uncle. That goes really fast with those platinum NFTs. And this isn't even considering if you have rewards. But the total amount is the same. So it's really just going faster, which may or may not be desirable. It's just really up to you. There are really good arguments for going slower and steadier if you expect the price to keep going up or to stay solid. Every section here then just gives you a little snapshot of like the kinds of amounts you might be seeing on any given day, after the end of 3 months, or on any given day after the end of 1 year, on any given day after the end of the second year, on any given day after the end of the third year. In some cases, these amounts accelerate very fast. So this would be in a daily amount, starting with 10 ARK and $550. By sometime after the end of the second year, you're making like $1,300 a day that you have access to, or sometime in the third year, you're having access to $7,000 a day. And that's if you use this compound to withdrawal ratio of 3.67, for example. Those numbers I just said. So I think it's pretty straightforward. It might take you a minute to kind of get used to what it is that I'm displaying here, but some people are in a really big hurry to get back their initial investment. So I kind of highlighted this in yellow here. This number here, you can see that doing the 1-to-1 every other day gets you very close, probably well above your ROI within 3 months. If the price goes up even slightly, you're going to be pretty much breaking even by 3 months. 3 months in, if you alternate compounding and withdrawing in those first 3 months. You can see as you go farther to the right and you compound more often, the amount that you get in those first 3 months goes down, but then of course it speeds up really, really fast. So those are the things to weigh when you're doing this, when you're playing around with this calculator. And you might not even need to go in and, mess around with your own custom schedules, because these cover it pretty wide swath of what's possible within the protocol without being penalized. So in the very beginning, all you need to do is enter the amount of the investment that you might want to make. So you could change this 50 to say 100. And you could change from 5 wallets to 10 wallets. That'll be pretty much the same pace, but it's not just double the outcome. You'll see that it's why is it less than double? What's just happened? Oh, it's just like kind of just, we've doubled the number of wallets, so it's just going to double your total over 5 years, but it's going to, well, we're still looking at a 2K multiplier, 2000, you're going to 2000x your investment if you've got this ratio of, if you're starting with 10 ARK. Let's see what happens if you do the same amount, 50K as we had before, but you have 10 wallets. This is a very important principle to understand, that it doesn't actually matter how much you start with. Oh, no, you can't do that. We can't do that. Sorry, we can't start with less than 10 ARK. So sorry, Brett, confusing people. Let's do 100 ARK to start with and 20 wallets instead. We'll see that with the same amount, 100, but with twice as many wallets, you're going to earn like about 4 million instead of 2 point something million. Anyway, all this is to say that you can mess around with these numbers and then look at the profiles really at a glance very easily now, without having to even, copy and paste the templates into the wallets tab. But if you did want to copy and paste, let's just do, before we go on, I just want to look at this and just see. Yeah, it's a general principle. The tokenomics are such that if you stick to this CWR of 1, you're going to pretty much ROI in 3 months. That's pretty darn cool. Well done, Brett. That's really exciting. And you could actually go much faster than that if you get in on the pre-sales and are able to get the token at a quarter of the price. You're going to be looking at very quick ROI in the system. What was I going to show you? Then I was going to show you how to copy and paste a template. So copy and pasting the template in in these templates, as it says in this key, 0 is a withdraw and 1 is a compound. So if you want to pick one of these manually and put it in as your custom one, which it'll show here in the custom column, you can take any one of these. Let's do this fast one. Like if you decide that this is your favorite one, you want that one in the main spot, you can just come over here in this wallets tab and you can just copy that whole, you have to copy in the template, you have to do what I did. Sorry, I didn't tell you what I was doing. You go to the first one, and then you scroll down all the way to the bottom, hold down the shift key and click on the last one, and it'll highlight the whole thing. You copy that and you stick it over here in column F. So when you do that, it changes all the ones, and you can scroll down. You can see exactly which day, when you're compounding like this, like very aggressively, you're going to hit a spot when your vault balance is over 26,666. When that happens, you're going to have to start claiming only, or withdrawing only. And the calculator knows that, so it automatically turns all the rest of the ones into zeros. And then you're going to be getting at that point, holy cow, is that really true? the price is $10 and your wallet is maxed out, that's $37K a day. That's ridiculousness. Oh, we've got 20 wallets in here. Hang on. Let's just do something much more realistic here. I am not recommending that you all go out and get 20 wallets. I don't even have 20 drip wallets. Okay, so let's just look at that. I'm going to go down here to wherever. Oh, wow. It's still a lot. No. $6,000 a day. 7,000. Okay. That seems a little more reasonable. Yeah, so then you're claiming until your paid out is at your max payout. So 80,000 ARK is the maximum amount of rewards that can be generated in any given wallet, whether you compound them or claim them. And then 300 is the maximum amount, a multiplier. 3 times you can take out 3 times your deposit's value, or your vault value. So what you want for the wallet to be optimized is you want those 2 things, those 2 max payouts, you want those to happen on the same day. And in this case, as you can see, calculator is smart enough to start claiming exactly at the right time so that you optimize your wallet performance. So what I would tell you is if and again, this isn't financial advice, but if you plan ahead and you play around and you find how many wallets you want and how much initial ARK you want to deposit, and you put that all in the calculator and you choose at what pace you want to go and what NFTs you want, then stick to this calculator. So it'll tell you when you need to start claiming. But if you forget and you lose your calculator, or you don't want to do it, just pay attention to the how close you're getting to your max payout, and start reminding yourself that you're going to need to start claiming as soon as I don't know if we're going to force this to happen, but you might not even be able to compound after your vault value gets to 26.7K. I should say that if you build a team where you have wallets underneath your wallets and rewards are coming in, or you're airdropping, or people are airdropping you, then you actually need to start claiming much sooner than 26,666. 26,666 is the amount in your vault that you need to stop compounding if nothing else is coming in. But if rewards are coming in, and they will be coming in if you've got those NFTs and you've built a team, you might consider like adding in additional amounts from time to time, just to get a sense for when you should stop compounding. I have put a column in here that allows you to add new deposits. I plan to maybe automate this in the future, where you could, on the front page, you might be able to enter like, I want to DCA in, 10 ARK per week into each wallet or something like that. And then, it would just automatically populate this new deposits column for you. But if you do want to add new ARK in on any given day, keep in mind that this will add that amount to each wallet, not to just one of the wallets. So you need to divide it by however many wallets you have if you're going to enter it in here. But if you do that, then it'll manually add it into the vault, and or automatically add it into the vault balance, and it'll add it into the total available, the NDV calculation. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty good overview of the calculator. Brett, do you have any questions, or is there anything I didn't cover? Or anything that I didn't say clearly or messed up?
No, I think you did an amazing job. I'm just blown away and humbled, and just it's a very surreal moment. I don't know if many people know my personal story, but I actually came into Drip through Kelly. She didn't even know me. I don't think we had ever spoken until ARK came around. So, I read her Medium articles and followed her first Drip calculator videos, and it was a lot, difficult back then because, the feed speeds and all the things. But I, got through all the videos and really understood, I thought, Drip, and joined her rocket science group and everything. And just, this is an amazing moment. Great for, I think, the community as well, because a lot of the things that you've been preaching for years, maybe not years, but at least 1 year, we've tried to take the, we've listened. A lot of people in the community have listened. I know it's been a struggle with others. But we've taken it all to heart and really tried to reflect all of the, the best practices and the knowledge that you've given out to everyone in such a gracious way. And you're just an amazing community leader, so helpful. Anybody that knows you have a huge heart. And you can just see that in all of your groups and the way that you've given back to the community. So I just wanted to say thank you. And it's a very surreal moment for me to watch you going through this calculator on a new project that I was involved in. The other thing I just wanted to mention was you mentioned the 300% max payout adjustment.
Yeah.
I did update that in the white paper. I need to disseminate that information across the teams. And I know some people have made some videos, and the Italians made a version of the white paper, so I need to circle back with all of them. I wanted to get a Medium article out on the change, but today just got crazy with the pre-sale information and everything that we had to work on. But just to kind of clarify that decision that we made, when we were stress testing the calculator, we were getting into scenarios where our UI probably would have been flashing a lot of warnings too early on certain compound withdrawal strategies. And to eliminate and just make it a better investor experience, Kelly and I talked about it this morning, I believe. We said, let's buffer this up a little bit and bump it up just a little bit. And then it just eliminated so many early warnings that we would have had to throw, because we want to make sure that investors know when they get close to these limits that they don't exceed them. And so our UI is going to have pop-ups and things. And I just said, you know what, this is going to cause confusion, and it's not simple, and we want to make things simple. So we made the decision to increase the max payout to 300%. All of the tokenomics for ARK are exactly the same. So it doesn't even make a difference in how much you get paid out, the max number of tokens per wallet. None of that has changed. We just wanted to make it a little bit easier, simpler, and not cause a lot of friction on the DApp side when we're going along. And if we get close to those limits, we want to just loosen those up a little bit. You might be able to get some early withdrawals a little bit more frequently if you're trying to push that limit. But then we have the lower end of the CWR, so we felt really safe and comfortable making that adjustment. So I just want to throw that in there. So appreciate you, Kelly. Awesome presentation. Great calculator. Looking forward to, I know you're going to make some revs to it. We might even do something with your sister directly through the website or the DApp, maybe a web app down the road that is built into our website, where Rebecca can add her coding skills and automate some of this stuff into a much more simpler interface, and maybe make it a little cleaner. But otherwise, amazing. I'm blown away. Thank you.
Great. I just want to say to everyone, as you're playing around with the calculator, if you see any little things that are remnants from like this, these mouse over things where I say drip instead of ARK, just let me know. You can DM me or whatever, and I'll go in and edit. Before I put out like version 1, I definitely wanted to stop being so obvious that it used to be a drip calculator. So it's very different now, but there's still little residual drip language in there, like instead of compounding, if it says hydrating, or obviously if it says drip instead of ARK, those kinds of things. Let me know if you catch any. I've tried to cleanse it, but it's not. Yeah, I'm still finding things. So, yeah. Thanks for all the kind words, Brett.
And thank you also from the rest of the team, Kelly, for your participation. This is an amazing tool that we've been looking forward to. And visually, investors can take some time and they can see our philosophy that, when you invest in crypto, it's very important. I've repeated it in our phase 1 every single night. Ladies and gentlemen, please pay yourselves. It's so important. Getting a return on your investment and getting it in a timely manner is really, I think, the key to passive income. Because once you get that return on investment, guys, you're sailing on the water. It's house money, as they say in the casino. And this tool is really important. And I think, at least for myself, I'm a visual person. And when I see things visually, it does help immensely. So for that, Kelly, thank you so much. I know it's late where you are, and we appreciate this presentation, the time you've put into the calculator, for being a advisor to the team, as well as a syndicate founder. And we look forward to this beautiful long journey with you above the ARK. And we're just going to give you a round of applause from everybody here on the team and the community. A second. It's really been a true pleasure, and we hope you consider this a home. And whenever you'd like to stop by and join us, we have a podcast every single evening, nonstop. Mother's Day, Father's Day, New Year's Eve, we'll be here as well, celebrating, as we are always here to receive new investors and answer questions. And we wish you a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. I also want to say, if anybody wants to get my attention, it may be harder to get my attention in the main group. There's somebody that's got a question, but it may be harder to get my attention in main group chat. If you want to join the ARK Rocket Science group, I will probably be watching that a lot more closely. So I don't know if it's okay to post that link in the main chat, Atlas, or
we will. We'll take care of it for you.
You're welcome to join that. That's where we talk about the numbers and nerd out and get into details of how things work. So you're welcome to pop in there and ask questions there. There's somebody with their hand up that, in case, I'll stick around in case anyone has any questions.
Somebody has a question.
Kelly,
go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I know it's late for you. I'm not a rocket scientist, but this looks incredible. So I wanted to ask, since you're up to date, fresh in your mind with the numbers, suppose you had somebody without an NFT and looking at the claim to withdrawal ratio, the minimum or near the minimum threshold, meaning you want, and by the way, I'm just trying to grasp as quickly as possible because this is so new too. What I want to be able to grow as much as possible. I would like to, and I'm assuming, so 0.75, which is the lowest number of claims per total. So you're rolling the majority, most you can, without an NFT.
No.
Oh, excuse me.
No, 0.7. It's the opposite. 0.75 is you're rolling the least amount and claiming the most. So the highest. So here the CWR of 1.33 is the max, kind of the maximum amount you can compound. It's as fast as you can go, almost as fast as you can go on with no NFT. So you can see that in the table here. Oh. And so that corresponds with template number 3 here, CWR of 1.33. It says, see how it says no NFT? Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and continue your question.
Pardon me. So pardon me. I meant 1.33. 1.33. So the most number of claims. Excuse me. Rolling.
Yes.
So is there a way to decipher? Is there a way to decipher, without becoming a rocket scientist, what what would be the equivalent of, say, having more wallets that are without NFTs versus, let's say, something with a silver, gold, or some, a silver or a gold NFT? Like, it would be more beneficial to assess having more wallets versus, let's say, a singular wallet with an NFT in terms of getting to
So
the total.
that's a great question. The way you do that with the calculator here is you just know that if you bumped up to, you kind of sprung for the let's say you just decide, okay, I'm going to compare, what if I can get a silver NFT and I can do this, I can do 2.5, then I can go all the way over here where I'm really compounding the majority of the days. I'm doing this like 5 times compounding, 2 times withdrawing, 5 and 2, 5, 2, 5, 2. So we're on that kind of a schedule. So what you do is you can see, like, if you've got, say, 5 wallets, you got 50 ARK to put in, and if you sprang for that NFT, you know how much that's going to cost, and you could just move over here over to this, what did I say it was? I forgot already. The 2 is a 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. 2.5, and that would be the schedule for that. One kind of really important principle to keep in mind is that it doesn't matter how much you start with. The number of wallets will determine your total amount, your total amount here. And also, what if you go faster, you don't get more or less. You pretty much still get the same amount. You just get it sooner if you go faster. So what you were wanting to compare is, will it be worth it? You're basically saying, what if I have just make more wallets? The answer is, the more wallets you have, regardless of whether or not you have an NFT, the more total earnings you will have. So that's like the basic the basic truth. So what you need to decide for yourself is, how fast do you want to go? Because that's really the question, is in terms of it being worth it for you. You're not going to make more money, except that if you do have those NFTs, you get more rewards. So if you have a downline, then the things that I'm saying change, because the higher NFTs get you more access. Wait, am I speaking truth? Brett, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. But I think the higher NFT, like the platinum NFT, gets you down more levels, so you essentially can earn more rewards with the higher NFTs. So it's not, if you have a downline, it's not the case that no matter what schedule you're on, you earn the same amount, because the higher NFT will give you more rewards if you have a downline. So, but if you're not working with a downline, you're not planning to build a downline, you just want to think of yourself as a solo player, that's really cool. And it's still worth it to have the NFTs, because it just allows you to get where you want to go a lot faster.
Kelly, I just wanted to add. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to add one thing, Nero. This question's come up quite a bit also in the main TG. I guess philosophically, I think that the legacy NFT should be thought as a standalone investment, because they have their own ROI component. Yes, they have utility in the ARK vault. They also have DAO votes attached to them. So to me, they're really a more long-term investment strategy, because they're reusable. So after you reach max payout, you can move them to the next wallet, continue to receive those utilities in the ARK vault. But they also have a reward pool attached to them, which we've gone over a couple times about external investments feeding those, as well as fees coming from the platform. Whenever a buy and sell is transacted in ARK, 1.5% of that transaction goes into that rewards pool. So it really should be thought of as a standalone investment. If you are a solo player, I would think more of it like that. It can allow you to go faster, gives you a lot of flexibility in the ARK vault. But the ROI component, along with the DAO and how close you want to be to the team and the long-term vision you have for your investment here, I think should play into the decision whether you buy one of those legacy NFTs or not. So I just wanted to add that. Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I also just want to say that you can always switch. You can switch tactics once you've ROI'd. So one thing I have a real soft spot for the small investors because I was one, and I feel like these protocols are really they really do give so much possibility to the small investors, and so what you could do is start off with this claiming a lot until you ROI, and then switch over to one of these other protocols, and then at that point buy an NFT, or at that point go a little farther beyond your ROI, save up for an NFT, get the NFT, then accelerate your schedule. That's always a possibility. You don't have to just choose one in the beginning and stick with it. You can always change mid-course and then just enter in the values in the calculator of wherever you are and start from there and recalculate everything. So this is just another thing I wanted to add.
Thank you for all these options. It makes sense. Yeah, the max it's just like an enhancer, so it gets there faster, but the total is the same. Yeah, I'm wrapping my head around, but I see the value in more wallets, but I have to read more, I think, with the benefits of NFTs.
Yeah, that was a great question.
Anybody else?
Any other questions?
Yeah. Please unmute your mic if you have another question. All right. Well, Kelly, I think we'll let you go to rest if you'd like to finalize your participation.
Oh, wait, there's a hand.
If you want. Okay. Go ahead. There's another question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So on the form there you have right there, the sheet, it says 6 years. Is that adjustable, or is that something that's fixed into that form?
Oh, so I have chosen to make the calculator go just a little bit beyond how long it would take to compound 10 ARK to the max payout. So it goes a little bit beyond the longest possible amount of time at the lowest CWR. You can see that at the lowest CWR here, which is in column H, it maxes out right sometime between the end of year 5 and the end of year 6. That's why there's a 0 here. That means that the wallets have ended sometime during that year, and so you can see that 6 years, I made it that way so that it will encompass the entire life of all of the wallets if they start at 10 ARK. You could just, draw down if you need it to go longer for some reason. I can't imagine why you would do that, but if you need it to go longer, well, these are shorter. Like this one over here ends in after year 2. So nothing happens after that because those wallets are all dead. So it just gives it space to be extended out to the maximum possible time it would take to start at the very smallest and go the slowest. But the faster, these ones it doesn't take 6 years to get this amount. So I guess this could be total. I shouldn't say 6 year. I'll just say total net after selling.
You're not sharing. If you are sharing your screen, I can't see it right now.
Okay. I'm just going to change. I just changed it, and I will now share my screen so you can see it. There we go. So I've changed it in the spreadsheet now, so to make that more clear. I just said total net after selling over the life of the wallet. That way it's not 6 years, it's just total net ARK. That's a good point. That can be confusing. There we go. That's better. Is that clearer? These numbers here are just the total until the wallets die. So yeah, in CWR 13, that only takes a year and a half, and they're done. Or a year and a half. And in that half, in the year 3, in the half of the year that you're there, it's $1 million in that year. That's pretty accelerated. Good
Okay.
question. Yeah, thanks for that. Any other questions? Oh, there's a Carbon Bello question. Go ahead, Carbon.
Oh yeah, sorry. What will I suppose make the ARK price sort of steady? Because while it's great that we can take profit along the way, but eventually, if say the coin gets to close to zero,
That's where the liquidity controller is going to come in, Carbon. And we're going to say here, we'll be able to go into detail about that. We want to keep the questions for Kelly, I think mainly about the calculator, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I've got a question on the calculator as well. Because I'm going to be just another small investor, I must apologize that I haven't sort of been sitting in the video chat since the beginning because of my time zone. But based on my calculation, if I'm just gonna be doing 4-3, so 4 compounds, 3 withdraws, and based on my calculation, I think I'm gonna ROI in about 3 months. I figured that's probably the best strategy for me anyway, instead of just trying to get more compounds at the beginning. Just because I ROI faster, and then after that it's just all fast money.
Yeah, it's a great strategy. You would ROI even faster if you did say CWR of 1 or 0.75, but that one will work as well. Can you see my screen?
No.
You can see like the earnings after 3 months. The calculator gives you that. So if the CWR of 0.75, which means you're claiming even more often in those first 3 months, you earn the most in those first 3 months back for your ROI. So if you want to get your ROI fast, if that's your goal, you want to use the lowest possible CWR.
Yeah, got it. That's what I have as well at my end. Thank you. Thanks again.
Okay, because you said 4.3, but that's actually the highest possible that you can do.
Yeah, correct.
With no NFT, but you want the lowest possible if you want to ROI faster.
Oh, right. So it's actually 3-4.
Right.
Got it.
3-4,
I'll
3-4.
follow that. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly?
Yeah.
Related to that question, I was thinking of that for compound 3 as well. Well, he wants the ROI faster, so it'd be 3-4, but say 4-3. What would you say as far as a conservative setting to run the model? When, let's say, I start the price at 5, I don't know how launch is. I think it's going to graduate to $4, and then I think he said 4. I think Atlas said 450. But let's say 5, and then let's say you want a couple wallets. What would you put conservatively to assess this? Because I'm trying to get a handle on it, and also like the percent change per day. That's related to the question, because how would you expect? What would you expect for that generally? Yeah.
So what I would do, and unfortunately right now, this is kind of just brute forced out here on all these different. Can you see my screen? Just double checking. Can you see what I'm doing? These
Yeah.
tabs, it's not going to change the tabs, but you can mess around with the price in the wallets tab. So what I would do, so let's just say, this is just complete conjecture. But let's say I predict, and this, I do not, let's be clear, I'm not predicting this, but let's just say that we're going to predict. Let's say that I'm going to, I want to use the one-to-one template, and I want to see what happens if, like, I buy into the pre-sale, so I get a lot of really nice cheap tokens, and then the price shoots up. So let's just say I want to model that, and I'm doing this one-to-one compound ratio. So every other day I'm taking something out. And so what I would do is I would put the price in here that I bought it at. So let's say I'm going to buy at 5. Let's just put 3 just for the fun of it. Let's say I managed to snag a bunch of tokens at $3. I don't even know that's going to be possible, but let's just do that. And then we want to see, so that means I put $165 total in. But then right away, let's just say within a week, it's going to shoot up. I'm going to make this up, but it's within a week. It's on day 7. I'm going to predict it's going to go to $20, and then it's just going to stay there. So that's like a best case scenario, right? Like this is a big money. So I can just type that 20 into that line, and then every other line after that will be 20. If I want it to go back to if I just wanted to go back to 3, I can so right now there's a manual 20 in that cell, but I can just put the equation back. So by dragging it up like that, so then it'll turn back to 3. So there's a bit of spreadsheet magic. But, let's just say I'm going to put this back up to 20. Then I can go back over to my calculator tab. And all of these tabs are not going to be correct now because that price isn't, you'd have to go in and manually put that price that we just did in all of these other tabs if you want to see all of the different CWRs. But you can put whatever CWR you want in your custom one. And you can see here that just for $165 going in, that means you're going to get 2.3 million out if it goes up to 20 and stays at 20. I don't usually model the best case in case, unless I just want a nice dopamine hit or I'm in a bad mood and I want to cheer myself up. But let's just say this is a much more realistic scenario. Like this could happen, that it would go up to 10 and then stay at 10. Who knows? That's actually in the realm of like realistic hope. Let's call it optimism. If you buy in at 3 and then it goes up to 10 and stays at 10, that's a pretty realistic scenario. So for $165, then you're looking at 1.1 million out over the life of that wallet. And actually, it's going to be the same across all of these as well, pretty much more or less the same, because all that matters in these scenarios, even if the price is different, mostly what matters is the number of wallets and the amount that you start with. So yeah, if you want to experiment with price, you can either manually put it in like I just showed you. I'm going to take that out for a second and then show you what happens with the gradual up and down. So this, I believe, will it? This actually might propagate through all of this will propagate through even all of the different CWR templates. But let's just say we're going to have the price start at 3, and then we're going to have it just go up gradually by like 0.01% a day. What happens? Something's broken. Okay, so maybe there's a bug in this calculator. This doesn't look like it's doing what I would expect. So there could be a bug in this percent change per day. Sorry, thanks for finding that. It does look like it's adding it up correctly. Maybe that's just because. No, okay. I don't think this is working right yet. So maybe if you want to play around with the price right now, just go ahead and manually put in the prices you want to check. This doesn't seem to be working right. These numbers don't look right to me. Brett, I'm sorry. So I'll try and fix that.
That's okay.
I'm gonna put it back to 0.
That's just that price adder, right? That was from the front page, like the percent incremental increase over time. That little calculation.
Yeah, so it's supposed to allow you to just, without having to go in and type anything manually into this price thing, and just to see like what's happened if the price just kind of nice and steady just goes up by a certain percentage every day, or nice and steady goes down by a certain like a steady amount. So when I was early on in my drip life, I just wanted to understand the effective price on the performance, and that was just the very simplest way to do that. I'll make sure that whatever bug is in there is, oh, maybe it's because I didn't put the percent. Hang on, let me just try 0.01%. Does that help? Do what I would expect? Yes. Okay, maybe it's not. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's doing what we would expect. So it's just, this is like what happens if the price starts really low and then goes up a tiny bit every day. It doesn't go as high as 10. Yeah, how far? How does it get up to 10? It doesn't get up to 10 until like really late in the life of the wallet, you see. So, okay, so it is working. You just have to put the percentage, the little percent sign in there. Sorry about all the scrolling. Yeah, see, so the price, this is like a worst case scenario where the price starts low and stays low and never gets, and just maybe goes up a tiny bit. Anyway, I usually just do whatever price experimentation just by manually typing it in. Does that answer your question? Fred?
Yes, thank you. Oh.
I'm going to put this back at 10.
Hey,
Okay.
Atlas, VJ has a question too.
Okay, go for it.
He's got his hand raised.
All right. Amin Mons, could you go ahead and let him speak, please? You said it's VJ? There, hold on 1 second. Let me scroll to get to him.
And VJ, you can speak.
Yep. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Kelly, for that presentation.
Hiya.
Hi there.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to playing around with the spreadsheet. Just a couple of questions, and it might be a you question or a Brett question, which are the NFT. Well, I think the white paper was quite clear that once you get to max wallet, you have to hold on to that NFT in that wallet until you've claimed out the full 80,000, correct?
I'm not sure about that. I think, is that true, Brett? Or I thought you were going to make it so that they could move it when they hit the,
we looked
when they hit the vault.
We might, but then you and I talked also about, it makes sense to keep it in the wallet because you'll still be receiving the referral rewards. So you'd want to keep it in that wallet, and your principal balance can still keep going up even after you cross that threshold of the 26,666. So keeping the NFT in there will benefit you to get higher available rewards every day, because your principal balance will continue going up until you reach the max paid out of 80,000.
Okay, got it. That makes sense. And then
sorry, just to clarify, VJ, there's no stoppage of referral rewards until you reach the 80,000. Yeah.
Okay, that's really good to know. That's great.
The only way that you can drop to you can drop to 1%. So it's a little different than drip. So drip, the NDV, if you go negative, your referral rewards stop. But in ARK, if you go negative, the referral rewards still continue. So you can actually recover back to the 2%.
Got it. Which actually leads in nicely to my next question. When you reach that 26, what did you say, 26,666? Is that the number?
Yep, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah. When you reach that, can you then essentially claim out at 2% a day as long as you've maintained that positive NDV?
As long as your NDV is positive, you will stay at the 2%. Yep.
So basically, you can claim out at 2% per day right up until 80,000 at that point.
Yes. And if you've been following a good strategy like Kelly's laid out here with the CWR schedules where they're auto-tuned, you will be quite happy with the amount of tokens that you get, and then also you won't be withdrawing for a really long period of time if you stay more balanced and start withdrawing earlier.
Okay, got it. But basically, even if you withdraw earlier though, and you stay at 2% during all of that period, when you reach max wallet, you can withdraw at 2% per day, correct? I mean, you will be able to withdraw at 2% per day. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yep. If your NDV is positive, the CWR will get muted at the 26,666. So you're able to withdraw until the 80,000 max is paid out. Yep.
Okay, excellent. Thanks for the clarification, Brett. Appreciate it.
No problem.
And thanks, Kelly, once again for the calculator and the service to the community. Thank you very much.
Sure, my pleasure.
Hello?
Hi.
Is there going to be, since this is a unique protocol that requires a very careful, coordinated series of claims and withdrawal to avoid, I don't want to mention another, but it's pretty involved. And if people have multiple wallet strategies, and it's not a simple thing as an auto compound feature, but what I'm going to ask is there going to be a way to automate, like commit to a certain time by which you want to have the schedule for a given wallet? Is that going to be possible?
Yes, we're going to have what we're calling an auto allocation system. So it's like an auto compounder, but obviously you're not going to be compounding all the time. So it will, based on the CWR that you select, it will compound and withdraw on that schedule for you.
Okay, that's great. And then is that going to be live at launch, upon launching? Or when is that going to be available?
Yes, it will. At launch.
Nice.
Okay, great. As long as it doesn't have exorbitant gas fees, that's great. Thank you.
One thing I want to mention is I do have aspirations to make it possible to do more than one action a day, because as you might imagine, and as you might know from other protocols like the one that starts with F, if your ROI is really high, like it is here, 2% or 2.5% Imperial, it really is beneficial to compound more than once a day. So I do want to make it so that the calculator has that level of granularity. Right now it doesn't. It just assumes one action per day. But I do aspire to version 1 or version 2 of the calculator to include both rewards and then also just a higher time granularity.
We would appreciate that, Kelly.
Me
so
too.
much.
I'd like that to exist.
Well, I think we've taken so much of your time for this evening, and if there's anybody that would have a question, we are going to have Kelly come back. We haven't picked a date. We were speaking about this yesterday, but we're going to have her come back and spend more time with us and do a deep dive, and maybe we'll have some of those updates that she's referring to by then. But we thank you very much for your participation. We're very grateful for your time and the work you've put into this. We wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you.
And thanks, Brett, for all your work as well.
He's done a
and
fantastic
thanks, Chris, for getting me in. All right, see you guys. I'm gonna go to bed. I think have a lovely night.
Great night.
Day. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Let's get this crypto. Yeah, that was a
presentation.
Great section. Absolutely, guys. So let's talk about tomorrow's pre-launch. Right, we're going to have public pre-sale number 1, and we're going to get ourselves ready. We have already released, and it is live on our webpage. The link. We're going to go ahead and share it with you for tomorrow. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. UTC, where we're going to go ahead and launch, and it's going to be quite exciting.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Atlas, one small correction. 5 p.m. UTC is now 12 noon
12.
Eastern.
12,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah,
My
12
apologies.
p.m. Eastern.
Thank you for clarifying that. So our price is going to be $3.30, and you're going to be able to get 2 NFTs. That's an allocation of 90 ARK tokens per NFT. So you're going to be able to get 2 at the same time. That's going to speed up your transaction instead of doing 2 separate transactions. We wanted to make sure that if there's a lot of buy pressure happening, that we don't have anyone that's going to be upset that they got left out because they had to do 2 transactions. Important to note is that if you leave blank your referral when you do your transaction, you will be placed under the Guardian wallet. That's a very important thing. We cannot change that later. So if you have a referral link, you're with your team, make sure you have the correct address. You need to put that into the field. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and show you guys we got the timer going as well. Have we pinned that already, guys? The link to the DApp for the pre-sale?
What?
Okay, 1 second.
It is at 16 hours and 32 minutes.
So it has been posted? Or not yet?
Incoming. Incoming now, yeah.
All right, guys. Got a question from Maestro. Minimum and max. All of the NFTs have a preset price. Okay, and that is not variable like we did in the the private pre-sale. These are all set, and you're having a $297 price per NFT. So they're all the same price, and you're going to find that as well and in the second and in the third rounds of the public pre-sale, guys. Do you want to add to that, Brett?
Sorry, what was the question? I was just answering a chat there. What was it?
Okay, no worries. No, I'm just giving them the information.
Oh, the breakdown on the pre-sale.
Yes, yes. There's also a lot of folks that want to know what the prices are going to be for the second and third rounds. And we can tell you that it's going to be $200. I'm sorry, my apologies. It's going to be $4 for the second round, and it's going to be $4.75 for the third round of our public sale. I know a lot of folks were wanting to know not just tomorrow's price, but they want to know the price for the second and the third rounds. So that's our setup for right now. There is a limit to NFTs. The reason we did that, there was a lot of folks requesting, whitelist, and we obviously all, who were involved in the public pre-sale realized that there was a huge demand for ARK and for folks wanting to get in. And if we let everyone, purchase the max that you could get in all the 3 rounds at once, it could really take a lot of the supply away from having a fair playing field where folks can come and they can get a chance to get in. We have a whole week. We can't predict what the demand's going to be, but we can throttle it and we can cap 2 NFTs per wallet on this pre-sale on our first round to let other folks come. And it's good for the whole protocol, guys. We want as many teams and different investors to come and join us, and not for any particular team to gain an advantage over everybody else. Let's spread it around. Let's make it fair. And let's make sure that as many people have this fantastic opportunity in their hands. That also, creates an opportunity for everyone to come participate into the second round and the third round, and build that demand that is so necessary for our launch, as well as getting us to the exact level we want to be at when we, reach our target range, which we're not disclosing at this time. And we probably won't be for a while, probably till we get there, as we want to keep that information private, as I'm sure you can understand why. Are there any questions so far?
From CFF has a question, Atlas. I'm unmuting him now, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead, CFF.
Hey, come on, guys. Can you hear me okay? I just got a new mic set up.
Sound perfect. Great mic.
Awesome. Yeah, I
right here next to us.
Make my first ARK video this weekend. So my question was just, I know you said that it was a requirement that people need to put their referrals, but for the previous discussion, so if our people got in on private pre-sale 1, and they used us as a referral there, if they don't put anything down, I just want to make sure that they'll be, if they, for the people that may forget to put our referral down again per priority, they will still be under us because they bought a private pre-sale 1 NFT, right?
There we go. Look, in theory, we if you're going to have in one wallet several NFTs from the different rounds, the oldest or eldest, to be correct, has the precedence. However, we want to make sure that we have everything logged correctly, and we would strongly suggest and advise, as that detail is still being worked on by our coders. So it's important, and I would love for you to tell your community, CFF, to put the correct link, that there are no mistakes, and not just leave it blank, because the default is the guardian. So, do yourself a service and everyone else and your investors to make sure that they follow the instructions correctly and add it in. So if there are any changes as we, develop more, it won't, be, a serious problem as far as, manually having to go and fix it, or even if it's a possibility. I encourage really that everyone does it correctly, and that's going to be, the message that we want to give to everyone, not just leave it open, as you understand what I just explained, I hope.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you know how it goes though, too, when you're dealing with, 100 people or so, there's always going to be a percentage of people that, are just so excited to get in. And, quite honestly, just speculation wise, I think this thing is going to fly off the shelves. There's only, assuming everyone buys 2 NFTs, there's only 500 spots, right? There's only 500 people that could jump in. So I think this thing's going to go quick. So, obviously, if you have 100 people, maybe there's 5 or 10% of the people that are going to just ape in super fast and not even realize, or not even, regard our message, just so they are guaranteed. But we'll definitely instruct our people to use the link just to be safe. But yeah, I think this thing's going to be really, I'm super excited for this, and I can't wait. Let's get this crypto, as you always say.
Okay, sorry, my mic. I keep getting mute so that we don't get any echo. Absolutely, CFF, and we want to be careful. There's so many people listening, and if they hear anywhere, just leave it blank if you got the wallet, and if we create that confusion, you could imagine, what that could turn into. So we want to be all, really explaining things from the most, correct manner and instruction. So again, everyone, please, when you talk to your investors and your friends and those folks that are involved here with you in ARK, just have them take care of it through all the rounds. Fill it in. It's very easy. I mean, we're talking copy and paste. It's not a complicated manner, and that will just ensure that everything is organized correctly. We do have the confirmation from a coder that they're going to be able to orchestrate everything so that the eldest or the oldest, I'm not sure which is correct actually, is going to be the principal wallet, and has a hierarchy as to where it's under. So thank you for that great question. Who else would like to join us and speak this evening, ask a question or a comment about tomorrow's public presale or really about the project? We'd love to hear from you.
Hey there.
Hi, good evening.
Hey, yeah. So my question in the chat earlier, people were talking about buying these public sale NTFs and transferring them to other wallets to combine multiple, to be able to have more than the limit of 4 per wallet type of thing, so you can deposit 4 and then transfer 4 more over from some other wallet. Or is that associated and locked into the wallet address for the NTFs that they're actually purchasing? That's all.
Thank you, and welcome to the podcast this evening, sir. We are making it a rule. It's a limit that you are not able to stack, a lot of NFTs past the allotted amount, which is 1 private sale NFT and 4 pre-sale NFTs. That is something that we are going to, enforce and make sure that folks follow into it. And primarily it's to ensure that there's not, one team or group that takes advantage of the situation and comes in very heavy to buy tomorrow and at that fantastic, value of the price that we've set, and has a huge head start. We got to all understand that we want to, have a fair playing field, and like I said before, we want folks to participate in all of the rounds. And as well, it's very important to build that buy pressure when we launch. So that is going to be.
Bud? No.
I think we got somebody with a hot mic. 1 second. Okay. So that's the primary reason behind it. And we think that it is the right thing to do. We want the little guy and we want the big teams. We want everybody to not just grow here, but thrive. And if we, even the playing field, it's just going to make the whole system, I think, a lot more healthier and fair. Thank you for the question, sir.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you. I just had noticed people were talking about it, and it was just something I'd like to clarify. Right. That's all. Thanks.
You could transfer them into, for example, cold storage, and stack them up in their same wallet. But when it comes time for you to, claim your tokens and hand over your NFT, we want to make sure that everybody's clear. And you're going to be getting errors if that's not the case. It'll stop you. So that's something we're going to continue to explain. I'm sure a lot of folks have that question. We've had a few DMs regarding that just today, and we're making sure that everybody's on the same page and understands exactly how everything has to occur, so that their strategies also are in place. And as you heard from Dr. Kelly Snook, having multiple wallets is absolutely a great strategy, and everyone should spend some time and figure out according to their their investment, criteria and their, investment goals, which is the best strategy for you. Who would have another question for this evening? Please come and join us. We'd love to hear from you.
A few people with their hands up. Neto, I'll unmute you. You can go first, sir, just because you're further towards the top of the list.
Excuse me, my ARKFi guide, I'm on speaker, but what I wanted to ask real quick, so you're saying two things. The number of NFTs per wallet is up to 4 per round of pre-sale, or for all the public pre-sales? And then the second thing.
All the public pre-sales.
Oh, combined, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I see. So it's limited for all rounds. 4 plus the private one. Okay. And then the target raise, is that going to be the same for each round, like the public one, like in some future rounds?
No. Every round you have an increase in price and you have a decrease in supply. And that is, orchestrated that way strategically to make sure that we build demand for the launch.
Oh yeah, no doubt. The price is going up, but I'm asking, is the total, is it going to be still like 1,000 NFTs at each new price for every round?
No, the supply is decreasing each round.
Okay, so it's fewer. So do you know how many, like in each round?
Yes. We have 900. Sorry, one quick moment here, as I have to pull it up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm looking at the sheet. Brett, do you have it handy? Please, 1,900, 800. Could you confirm?
Yeah, I just dropped it in your DM. If you're okay, we can share it in the main TG. I don't have an issue with that. We're going to put it on the website here shortly. We were just waiting on our graphic designer to finish it up.
All right. Here, I'll go ahead and, but it's 1,900 and 800 consecutively, first, second, and third round. And thank you for that, Brett. I'll go ahead and share it with our folks here.
Gotcha. And what was the launch price going to be at?
1 second, sir.
Okay.
That is the $1 million question.
Yeah, we have not decided that. But thank you for the questions, Nato. We're going to give somebody else a chance. You've had quite a lot of questions for this evening. Who else would like to come and join us? We'd love to hear from you guys.
We've got Digigiro going next, mate.
Oh, fantastic. Let him in.
Digigiro, the floor is yours, mate.
Thank you very much. I just have a quick question. I was going over through the calculator that Kelly Snook did, and it's absolutely phenomenal. What I'm understanding for this is that obviously having more wallets into the ecosystem will last you longer, and it's better for the ecosystem than to have a single wallet to max out faster. Based on that, the NFTs, when they're deposited into the vault, you cannot choose to split them up in differently, right? They go directly to the same wallet that has them. I don't know if that made sense.
I'm a little confused with the last part.
Yeah. Okay, let me try to rephrase that. So basically, if I have a pre-sale NFT, for instance, right, and that's worth X amount of ARK tokens, I can't decide to split those up, right? They go directly into the vault at the time of launch.
No, you can have those in different wallets. We're putting a max limit on one wallet, but if you want to take a wallet for your private, you want to take another wallet for your public round 1 and another for public round 2 and 3, you can do so.
Oh, for sure. But what I mean is that the NFT itself, like the first pre-sale wallet, it's going to have 90 tokens per NFT. I can't use those 90 tokens and split them up in different wallets. It's the NFT is worth 90 tokens, and those are the 90 that get deposited.
Yes, correct. Yeah, you can't split an NFT up Nope, it's got
Mm-hmm.
90 tokens. It goes into your vault as 90 tokens. Yep.
Okay, perfect. That was all my question.
Sorry about the confusion there. Thank you, Brett, for answering.
It's all good.
Sure, no problem. There's a lot of interesting strategies we're learning.
Absolutely. We see somebody else has their hand up. Ed O. Welcome to the podcast this evening. Hold on, he's still muted. Oh no, that's Vince.
Muted him. He can speak.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Just for tomorrow pre-sale, I just want to find out: is it possible to actually, sort of like pre-approve the approve BUSD before we actually get to the sort of like the the actual pre-sale time? Is that something that we can actually do by BSC scan?
That's a very good question. I know that the D app is locked right now, in the contract for transactions until launch, at the time of launch. As far as pre-approval before that, I actually don't know. Let me see here. One quick second. Let me see if one of our coders is still available, because that is a good question. That would save you some time. Absolutely. That's why you ask, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. I'll see if I can find one of them, and if they answer, I'll go ahead and answer it. But do you have any other question?
No, that's about it.
Who else has another question? Please put your hand up, and we'd love to hear from you this evening.
Hey guys, sorry, I tried to raise my hand, but I don't know why it's not popping up.
Well, we hear you now.
Anyways, I just want to say, hey, thanks for creating this platform with ARK. It's definitely different than the other platforms that I'm in. And Dr. Kelly Snook, oh my God, that opened my eyes, because I'm one of those guys that, jumped into the, hey, let's get to Max Wallet as soon as possible. But I didn't understand the, because that's what everybody's doing. So this is awesome. My question is, where do I get the team addresses to populate for the pre-sale? Is that in the Telegram group?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I understand the question. What do you mean between?
Well, what you said is like, if I don't put in an address for a team, that I'm going to get assigned the Guardian.
That is correct.
Team?
Yes. Team? You're looking for a team.
Yeah. And is there a list of teams that we can choose from, or is it in the Telegram chat group?
Where did you hear about us?
How did I hear about you?
Yeah.
I just heard, I just saw something online, and then I kind of did some research, and then I just discovered you guys.
Was it a Medium article, a YouTube video?
Yeah,
okay.
Medium articles.
Okay. The persons or the people that write these articles, they do that to find investors like yourself. And they generally put their wallet and their information so that you'll be able to join their team. And it's a great way for them to grow, their whole team. So I would suggest, if you can, look back through your history and contact them. Those are team members, and it would be a great way to, for you to pay it forward and, back to them for giving you information about ARK and letting, through their information, find us. So that's generally what we suggest when anybody new comes in here. Go back to where you found the information. It's a great way to support them, and it's a great way because maybe tomorrow you'll be the one who write an article, right? And you would want, if somebody came here, that we would refer them back to you so that they could be a part of your team and your efforts, would be accounted for and valued. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sorry, I got muted for some reason. Thank you very much. That's
Great.
very helpful.
Yeah,
it's the echo, Crypto. I muted you because there was a bad echo. That was all, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. And we keep it very educational here, guys. We want folks, if you have a neighbor, maybe meet somebody at a business conference, or you go to an event or a party or a friend's house, and you end up talking about ARK and the investment you made here, and you maybe don't have the confidence or the time to explain, the project and how everything goes, or how to use a calculator, and you want them to come over here. We want always for you to feel confident and comfortable that nobody from a team here is going to try to, take the investor away from you. This is really, important for all of us to have that security and that comfort that this is a place that we respect everyone's investors. So, that's very important. And I hope that everyone here really, really buys into that and understands that we want to keep a very professional, educational platform. And you never have to worry that people here are going to be trying to show their team. So we do keep it very clean, very professional, very calm, empathetic, as some folks who will show up here who've never bought crypto in their life. They just heard about it. So it all plays into the whole strategy of growth and valuing, your efforts and giving you that secure feeling of you have a fantastic team here, great leaders, great moderators, great investors, and we will honor and respect anybody that you bring here so that they walk away impressed, that whatever questions they had were answered. And, there's even Brad Ass here, who's going to be a person that is really going to take the time to help those folks that you might refer over because you're busy, or like I said, you don't have really the time or the way to go out there. And for those of you folks who really want to up your game and you want to write Medium articles and you want to grow, your whole network of your team, he's also going to be in charge of helping you if it's really to understand how to pitch it, how to get these folks to understand. And you need somebody you can trust in the sense that they're going to respect this person came through you. He's been here with us for months. He's a person that has come onto the team, who started as an investor and was so great at just signing up people. Most of them never even touched crypto before. So, we're taking every measure and providing every tool to enable you to really grow, and have professionals explain things if you're not, feeling that you're the best person to do so. Let's get this crypto. Who would have a next question? Please come to the podcast. Yeah, go right ahead.
Hey, Ellis. Yeah, so one thing I want to bring, I hope I'm misreading, or it's maybe, I don't know if it's a typo, but in the white paper, you have a mention of this pump and dump throttling. And that's pleasing to me to hear. However, when I notice this dump tax, it appears as though as long as you have just at least one ARK token in the vault, then you could essentially sell as many as you want. Is that correct?
No, there's no cap, and you still have to have at least 10 in the ARK vault. So read below that, there's a sell cap of 200.
Oh, okay. The cap. Oh, okay. That's good. The cap is good, but okay, that's per day. I see. Yeah, and then, but they just have to have at least one ARK as well in the vault to avoid that 50% tax, right?
Yeah. The other way you could do it, if you applied the dump tax based on a percentage of the ARK vault balance, but then they could deposit 4,000 in the ARK vault balance, and then they could sell 1,000 a day. So the sell cap is much more aggressive and is I think going to handle the speculation portion of that. The other side of that is because we're going to have a liquidity controller, the price is going to be controlled. So speculators paying a tax in and out when they buy and sell ARK, just as to hold in their wallet temporarily before they sell it, is not going to be a lucrative business.
Okay, you're anticipating my other question. That's great, and so yeah, that's great. That's okay. I mean, in terms of the cap, I can see, and that's just universal, right? That's not going to change. Is it going to go down? What are you thinking on that? The cap.
No, I think we're conservative on that. I don't anticipate us moving it down. As I mentioned, in other protocols, there's no restriction. So we want to have some level of restriction there. But with the liquidity controller in place and you have a stable price, it's not really a thing. So, with the taxes involved, when you just buy and sell ARK, it's not really, I don't think it's going to be something that speculators come to try to, to game the system or to try to buy and sell the token quickly, because the price isn't just going to move that fast.
So thank you. And regarding the liquidity controller, is there more information about that? Because I'm seeing price stability section of white paper. Is that like an LMS, or it just keeps it within a range bound of?
It's our own version. And yeah, we'll be releasing some more information on that, but keep in mind it is a proprietary software component, so we're not going to reveal too much about how it works. And so I think Atlas touched on that a little bit earlier.
I'm not too needing to get the super detail on the mechanism, just what it does and how it can help with the stability. So in terms of function though, first of all, it's independently created. It's not like you rely on what Horde did or something like that, right? And then also it will keep price range bound through a pool that you may need to use with between, I guess, BUSD and the ARK, right? In a similar way,
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. And do you know when you'll decide on the range of that price?
We'll never disclose that, but the liquidity controller will be in place at time of launch.
Okay, so the model that Kelly introduced, assuming a percent increase per day, is moot because you're under a liquidity controller anyways, right?
I'm not going to tell you that, Nero. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. Thank you. It's pleasing to hear that you are confident that it will be range bound, and that you're limiting the people gaming with a cap like that. That's fair and good to do from the start. As you know, others introduce that later when they realize they need to. So I'm assuming you modeled this stress tested and modeled the system with the users to identify this need early, so that it can be sustainable. That's our ultimate desire.
Yeah, we have an advantage. We have an advantage by starting with it over some of the other protocols that introduced it later and then had to make adjustments. We can design everything up front to integrate smoothly and take advantage of it in a different way. Yeah, we're excited about it. I think it's going to be a game changer. We are, I would say, adding our own intellectual property into it. So
one of the questions that I've been getting asked is, when will the bonds or the legacy NFTs go on sale? I'm sure they're going on sale before launch, but have we picked a date for that yet?
We have not. We are right now just focused on making sure that everything's going very smooth through the private sales, but it's being worked on as we speak. And as we get closer to the completion of that, we're going to make more announcements and give everyone plenty of time to really get organized and get their dry powder ready for that. It's going to be very essential to getting your direct deposits and your compounds when we launch the token. Great question. Also, Nito, I like your questions too. Fantastic.
Yeah,
We have
thanks. Just trying to understand the range of how
Mhm.
the right strategy, could be gotten.
Well, we got some brilliant minds on the team, and not only is it going to benefit us directly by implementing it, but it's a it's a business tool that's going to generate liquidity for the whole project as well as the NFT holders, because we're going to go ahead and market that, and we're going to make it available for other projects that are either going to be coming in the near future or that are already established and are looking for the solution. But we want to prove it first, right? We want to use it ourselves, and I think that a lot of folks are going to be quite impressed with what's happening here. It's just taking what is out there to a complete other level, raising the bar. So we're very excited about that, and I got like Brett said, and I've said before, we got to be very careful. It's giving too much information, as well as the target price range. It's essential that we keep that very private here.
If I may, you have a very, I would say, ambitious, somewhat ambitious or aggressive roadmap. In Q4, you're mentioning stuff. The on-ramp thing. First of all, is it going to be? It's going to be an on and off ramp, right? You can withdraw from there directly. Is that going to be a feature you'll have in the Q4?
I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to.
He's referring to the fiat on ramp, where someone can come and buy with a debit card or credit card.
That's easy, man.
Yeah.
That's very easy. It's not an issue at all.
No. Use the ARK, for example, in your wallet to purchase in fiat, like your own debit card, for example. You follow?
Yes, I do follow you. That is not extremely complicated, Nato.
I'm not saying to purchase with your own debit card, but to have an ARK debit card issued to use it as a payment using their ARK. You see what I mean? That's what I'm wondering. Is that on the table as well?
Right now, what we have set forth is being able to use your own credit card to make purchases.
You're going to need a processor in the middle, Nate. You're going to need an exchange or somebody like what
I was curious. I was curious because of the partnerships. I was wanting to hear that exactly.
Yeah, but we're going at a time, and we have a lot of other stuff that we really want to focus on, discuss, and primary when it comes to fiat is just for the folks that want to use your credit card, especially when it comes to our mobile app. It's very important that the Uber driver, the nurse, the regular Joe that wants to come and partake into this investment that's under research and met somebody and was able to download it, use a QR code and get into our investment and buy ARK, is able to do so in a very quick and easy manner. That's a priority, and that's something that is going to really be a game changer for us, and I think the whole ROI space, as that's something else that we also want to offer as a service to other projects, to be able to use our technology to auto compound and be able to come and join these fantastic systems. So I think that is absolutely something very, very understandable, and we can all imagine how that will just disseminate and grow on a global basis. So it's really exciting. It's something that we're very proud of the team that we have in house that's going to be able to accomplish that because of the experience that they have, and especially in the mobile app development side. Is there anybody else that would like to ask a question? We'd love to hear from you. You can put your hand up and we will unmute you. And Nato, I love your questions, but I do want to give space for the other folks, if you don't mind.
Atlas, sorry, did you manage to find out from your dev guy whether it's possible to do the pre-approved BSD thing?
Yes, just give me a second as we're...
Yes, it is possible. Yeah, Alex posted the sequence of events that you need to do, but basically you just go to the dApp and then you click on the approve BUSD once you connected your wallet, and then it will take you through the approval on your MetaMask or whatever your Web3 wallet is, and then you'll be all set.
I also have an answer for you, DGiro, with the NFT question that you had before. We did receive an answer, and I'm getting confirmation from Mr. Greener Coder that it is as stated. However, we want to encourage, just to keep everything very organized, that you follow the instructions of putting the correct wallet that you want to be under, just to make sure that everything is just organized right from the start.
And Atlas, that's won't slow the process down, at least on a person trying to buy in their first wallet, because they can preload that in there and have it ready for once it goes live.
Absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out, Chris. Yeah, it's copy paste, get ready, and pull the trigger. I mean, it's not a complicated step at all. So we encourage you guys to do so, and just be very careful and very sure. We had somebody, I think, was it Sunday, that they referred themselves. Okay, and that's a mistake that can happen to every single one of us. So we just need to, I think, focus and take a deep breath and set yourself up, have everything organized so that you make sure that you do it correctly. So that's a situation that we've got a tech support ticket for, and we are going to do everything in our power to make sure that the person is able to have that resolved, right? So with that said, we encourage everybody, please. We're going to have quite a lot of investors, I believe, turn up. So the instructions, being clear, are going to help anybody. And just saying leaving it blank, I think, is a big mistake, because things can just be misunderstood very, very easily. So let's make sure, if you leave it blank, you're going to be under the Guardian wallet. If you are going to be with the team, speak to your team leader, talk to the community, and make sure that you have the correct address before you come and contribute. You have plenty of time to go ahead and do so and get organized. Who else would like to ask a question? Raise your hand. We'd love to hear from you tonight. Hey, Nato, if somebody doesn't have one, would you have another one for us? Because you're on fire, man.
if you don't mind, I
prefer questions and silence.
What was the sequence that you said to verify that BUSD?
Here, let me repeat it for you. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and post it, because I do believe it is important. So number one, here, I'll just post it. It'll help everybody else to have it, and then we'll fix it up later and put it correctly. Okay, so number one, you go to the app ArkFi.io. You connect your wallet. You click approve BUSD. You approve the transaction and wait. The approve button now turns into purchase, and you're done.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't scroll down. I just saw it. Yeah, approve BSD. Yeah, I just got that. Thank you. So that's all we need to do then, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just didn't scroll down. I was wondering where I would click, but thanks.
It's a great question. Thank you, Ed. And just goes to show that our guys here are thinking far ahead and making sure that that is easy for you, and you can save some time by doing that. Who else would like to join us and ask a question this evening? I see that we have somebody with their hand raised. 2 people. Yieldmaster. 1 second. Okay, you're on, sir.
Hey, Atlas, how you doing, man?
Fantastico.
Fantastico. Hey, I have a question. Are you guys going to have a limited amount of legacy NFTs?
A what amount?
A limited amount.
Oh, yes. All of them are limited. Absolutely. It's on the white paper, the actual supply.
Okay. And when they're going to be on sale? The legacy NFTs.
They will be on sale before launch. I'm going to give you guys plenty of time to be able to buy those as well. If you're not going to buy a legacy NFT and you want Bond LP to unlock your levels, you're going to be able to do so as well.
Okay, thank you.
Great to see you again, buddy. We have somebody else. Jashawn, go right ahead, sir.
Yeah, how you doing? I missed the beginning half of the AMA, so if this was already asked, I apologize. But in regards to the 4 NFTs per wallet going into the protocol, does that have to be the combination of 2 NFTs from the first pre-sale and then 1 from the second and 1 from the third, or it can be any combination of 4 NFTs from any of the pre-sales?
From my understanding, it's the combination. However, if let's say you didn't purchase any in the first, it would make sense that we would have availability to line up the 4. But Brett, do we have some clarity on that? Like, if somebody did miss out on tomorrow, would they only be limited to 1 per round as well?
Correct. Yeah. So it's just a they could put, they could have multiple wallets. Let's just say that. But yeah, in a single wallet, you would only be able to get 1 in the following round and then 1 in the final round.
So I guess that's my question. Let's say for whatever reason you had the ability and you bought it in a second wallet, you could use any combination of the 4. It doesn't have to specifically be 2 from the first pre-sale, 1 from the second, and 1 from the third, as long as they're 4 from any of the 3 pre-sales. You could use a wallet in theory and like buy 2 in each wallet tomorrow, and that could be your 4 if you move that to 1 wallet.
Yeah, it's a little hard to hear you, but I think what you just said is accurate. Yeah, so if you got 2 in 1 wallet and 2 in another wallet, you could move the 2 from 1 wallet to the other wallet. You'd have 4, and that would be your max for the public pre-sale NFTs in that single wallet.
Yep, awesome. That's exactly what I was asking. Sorry if I was coming in muffled. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Good question. And thanks for that, Brad, as well.
I have a question from the chat here, Atlas.
Go right ahead. Thank you.
So it's a good question. If I don't have a referral and I leave it blank, it goes to the Guardian wallet. However, if I find a team I want to join later, I could transfer the pre-sale NFT to another wallet and then use the referral wallet. Is this correct? Because I know that referrals are linked indefinitely, but if you leave it blank and it goes to the Guardian wallet, is it linked indefinitely to the Guardian wallet as well?
It is. It is linked when it's minted, right? It's put into the order of that mint, unless you have a previous mint with another referral. Like, Brett, do you agree on that?
Yeah, the one that's minted first always takes precedence and would be the registered referral address when you claim it into the ARK Vault account.
Okay, thanks, gents. I thought that was the process, but I just wanted to clarify because I wasn't sure when it came to the Guardian wallet and leaving it blank. But thank you. I'll respond to him in the chat. Thanks.
Okay, so that, and I just want a little bit further clarification. I've been asked this as well. So if they leave it blank, if they were in the private sale and they or they used say my referral link in the private sale, and they buy a pre-sale and they leave that blank from the same wallet, when they go to deposit it into the vault, it'll kick back to the original. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely. We encourage them not to leave it blank, Chris, as we said several times. But the first wallet's going to take precedence, that referral link. So if it's a syndicate founder, then that'll be it. If it's another wallet from another team, it'll kick into there. If it was left blank, it'll go to the syndicate, to be clear. If it was left blank, if it was a referral wallet put in there, it'll go to that wallet.
Okay.
Let's get this crypto.
Let's get it.
So we have another person with their, let me see. Maybe they were muted already. Who else would like to ask us a question this evening? Put your hand up, unmute your mic. Step center stage here to speak with us this evening. If not, NATO, you got another one ready?
What up, Atlas?
Mr. Silver, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, my man? Hey, the last individual that asked about NFTs in numbers, now I'm gotten people hitting me here asking for clarifications. I want to dictate to you what I think I know, and then you can tell me if I'm in left field or not. I'm looking at that picture that was posted a little bit earlier for the pre-sale. I noticed this says public pre-sale. Public pre-sale 1, 2, and 3. Public pre-sale 1, you can buy 2 NFTs per wallet. And then it's 1 apiece for 2 and 3. So obviously the one that's happening tomorrow is public sale number 1. So if you have a wallet, say you had 2 wallets set up, you can buy 4 NFTs, two wallets in NFT. Now, those NFTs can then be transferred from wallet to another wallet, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then if you combine that in with what was said in that last the NFT question, there's 4 NFTs that are allowed per wallet. Is that public pre-sale NFTs, or is that also in conjunction with one?
That is 4 pre-sale NFTs, and if you were able to get a private sale, that would be your 5th one, and you can have only 1 private sale.
Okay, so you can do 5 a wallet.
Yes, but with the exact order of 1 private, 4 pre-sale. That's
okay.
That's the cap.
And you can transfer those around.
As long as you don't,
not the private, but the publics. I'm thinking.
You can transfer all of them around.
Okay,
it's not an issue. Correct, Brett? You can transfer them around as long as you don't reach that cap limit.
Yeah, you just can't go over the 1 private and the 4 public when you go to put them into the when you claim them to put them in the ARK Vault account. You just can't have more than that in that wallet that you're using to claim them with.
So the only stipulation would be then that the contract is reading amongst the NFTs is the stipulation between a private NFT and a public NFT.
Yeah, those were 2 separate contracts. So the private NFT contract is separate from the public NFT contract.
Okay, beautiful. All right, so
and the only thing that doesn't change about transferring back and forth is the referrer. That
the referral
with the NFT.
That's pretty nothing's ever self-explanatory in crypto, but yeah, it would make sense that if you're buying more than one NFT, obviously on private, you put your syndicate address in there, and for your secondary wallet that you're going to be putting under that, you'd refer the wallet, your first wallet that you bought the private in that went to your syndicate. You put your wallet in there. That's kind of self-explanatory. I was just trying to find out how the system would read this. The smart contract would read with the NFT. So it sounds like the being different contracts, you could have a private, and when you go to fund your swap or however the interface is, when you go to fund your actual vault, you'll the system will only let you put in one private and 4 of the publics under one wallet. I guess that's what I learned here. So that's good. Correct me if I'm wrong again. And then lastly is, I guess that the public contract, it doesn't stipulate between public 1, 2, or 3. You could have three NFTs from the third sale and one of number 2. It just counting for all 4 of them. Does that make sense? Did I die?
Silver, he said for all 4.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'm answered. I got it now. I was getting nailed with questions about how many public can you do from 2 compared to 3 or compared to 1. So it sounds like the contract just reads that it's a public sale, and it's only going to allow 4 of them regardless of whether it's 1, 2, or 3.
That's correct.
And the reason they confused me was that what got them confused was that image, because it saw that it was 2 per wallet, 1 per wallet, 1. They thought the contract was reading it in that order. I'll let everybody know. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Silver, just get an obsidian for each wallet.
Yeah, I learned my lesson on that, man.
Let's get this crypto.
I appreciate it, though, Atlas. You guys are doing a good job, man.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We're definitely working hard, and we're so happy to be here sharing with you guys. And thank you for having the patience with us. As there's sometimes questions that are interesting. Mr. Green, our coder, when he got into this, he didn't understand that there would be people creating strategies that were something that he didn't equate. And as we're asking questions to him, he was here. Yeah, he was here earlier today. He was here last night. And he's like, guys, this is so interesting to see how folks are taking this information and they're creating the strategies and how they're trying to play stuff. So he's pretty happy. He thinks it's really, really interesting. It's a challenge.
Yeah, there's some smart people out there on both sides, project layer and the investors.
Absolutely. So it's nice to see somebody that's intrigued, and especially these guys, man. Their minds work in a very particular, interesting way, as you know. And when they're used to just doing run of the mill rebase and all this kind of stuff, it gets boring.
Yeah, no problem. I love the questions too. I told you yesterday that Nate would be tenacious. Nate asked a lot of good questions.
Well, it's great because,
like you said, Silver, both sides we're learning, right?
And our admins, this is taking them to school, and helping them and helping us. The more we dissect, the more we understand, the more questions and things that you guys bring forth, we take back, I call it the sausage room, where the delicious, tasty sausage gets made, but nobody wants to know how really it's made. So we go back there and we analyze, and it helps us to fine tune things to make sure that everything's remaining on that fair playing field. So we absolutely appreciate it, guys.
No, and I apologize for my stuttering there. I was multitasking. I'm waiting to go in for dinner, and I'm sitting in the parking lot in my car. apparently the store in front of me wants me to turn my headlights off, and I didn't think I needed to.
Oh man.
But yeah, Nate is one of my boys. Understand he ripped stuff apart.
Love it. And like I
I'm still tame. I'm still tame right now.
We're gonna have to give Nate an admin role over here, man. This guy's gonna be a superstar. I can already tell. I can see his star really shining and going pretty high in this project.
Yeah, listen, I look forward to when you have an opportunity later, of course, a little bit maybe on that sail away theme we were talking about.
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you for your patience on that. But we'll get there, man. We'll sit down and we'll have a fantastic conversation. It's important to plan.
So I'm going
ahead.
to sign off now, but I just wanted to hang out and let you guys know you're doing a great job. And I had to get a couple questions answered from people that's been hammering me in DMs.
Well, welcome on board, man. And thank you for your vote of confidence and appreciation. We'll see you later. And we're looking forward to meeting with you. Tomorrow's a big day. Big day.
What is that? Let's get this crypto or something?
Yes, sir. Let's get this crypto. That's the motto. And the second motto here is pay yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, pay yourselves, please. We could do it automatically, through the app. We're going to make sure that everybody's able to maintain their highest level of return and, getting that passive income going right back into your pocket, getting that return on investment, which is so important. So you could be sailing on the water on the ARK, guys. It's pretty simple. Don't let the greed take over.
So we don't need to whale out before we pay ourselves?
No. No, my friend.
This is such an important motto for crypto in general. So many people are so obsessed with compounding their, ROIs, just trying to chase a higher number. And you guys need to remember, you need to pay yourself first. That is the most important thing with crypto, because, if you get washed out in any project, you miss opportunities like this to really make that money. And the name of the game is to stay alive within crypto. So you always need to remember to pay yourself first, as Atlas says. I 100% resonate with that.
Absolutely, CFF. It's so important. And look, how many folks have been doing, great with Luna, and look what happened with FTT. We understand it's good to DCA. We understand it's good to add to an investment that's maybe not going in the right direction. DCA is a great strategy, but what I find time and time again is that people just don't take profits. They get the stars in their eyes, they get all excited, and they forget. Listen, you have an opportunity to diversify your investment, put some food on the table. And when that ROI is in your pocket, just the feeling when you can master doing that, you've upgraded to what we call a profitable investor. And that's what we want everyone here to do. We learned that in our phase 1. I got blue in the face of telling people to pay themselves. And unfortunately, people, let the appetite and the greed take over sometimes. So we've made sure to build that into the system, to the code. So if you don't want to listen, you at least are going to be, held under parameters that are going to ensure that you don't fall, into that trap of going from the 2% to the 1%, and God forbid the 0.5%. However, as Brett always states, that even at 0.5% a day, it's a fantastic investment any way you look at it. But that's not what we're here to do. We want to make sure that everybody really remains at the most optimum investment level and does get that ROI. Who else would like to step up, ask a question? We'd love to hear
Just
from you.
check your DMs quickly, please, bro. Sorry.
Thank you, Brad. Are there any other questions? Feel free to step up. If not, I think we're going to at least close the recording for this evening.
Atlas, just one quick question from me. With regards to the legacy NFT, I know it's there for like sort of like higher, compounding the CWRs and stuff like that. Is there any other benefit, holding the legacy NFTs that, or is it just for the, higher compounding, more straight,
No, there are absolutely, and great question. Thank you for stepping up, Ed. I'm sure there's some folks that want to understand that as well a bit further. It is detailed in the white paper, but look, you are not only getting that ability to manage your investment in a different strategy, you also will become a member of the DAO. It will most likely not be implemented exactly, before launch, but it is being worked on, and you'll be able to vote here, as an important part of the ARK into the external investments we're going to make, as well as if there's any changes or factors that we decide that would improve the sustainability of the project in the future. Besides that, on the reward side, you're going to see that they're getting the return on investment, a percentage of what's going to external investments, as well as 1.5% of every transaction that is happening. Whenever anybody buys or sell, they're getting a percentage of that, which over time, just like everything here, really adds up. So that's, I believe, a very attractive proposal and proposition for folks that are looking to get a lot more out of the project.
Would that be paid? Sorry, how would that be paid back to you actually holding the legacy NFT? Would that be paid back in ARK, or would that be BUSD, or what?
It's a BUSD rewards pool, so all the rewards are paid out in BUSD.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and just to add to that comment, as we expand the product line and the ecosystem, we're going to have additional utilities that the legacy NFTs bring to those new platforms and new products. So it's a reciprocal kind of relationship between the legacy NFT holders who are bringing capital to the development of new business opportunities, new external investments, and also new product development. So we're rewarding them by building in those utilities into those future products and platforms.
Okay, and the rewards itself, that would just be like a very sort of straightforward airdrop, or would that be like you claim a button, you click a button to claim the rewards, or what?
Yeah, that's just going to be paid into your wallet. So you won't have to there's no compounding or anything like that. Yeah, and as Brad mentioned there, you also will qualify for referral rewards if you're you have people that are signing up using your referral link, and it will give you qualification for those levels. And the silver will give you 3 levels deep, the gold is 9, and the platinum is 15 levels deep on your downline.
Oh, excellent. Thanks for that.
Jesus, Brett, you've been driving for 2.5 hours now. Where are you going?
My son on Thursday night. Well, Tuesday's even crazier, but on Thursdays he has his martial arts class, so it's a ways away. So I had to be in the car. I just stayed in the vehicle the whole time.
Thank you for the question, Ed. Brad, I believe you were going to speak. Is there some other questions in the chat?
No, sir. I was just adding to what you had added to that it gives you access to your downlines, but Brett covered it just then with the legacy NFTs.
I appreciate that, guys. I see there is a question here from Scott the Martian. He's asking, question for tomorrow, to click purchase when launch open, do we have to refresh the page for the buttons to become clickable? That's a good question. I haven't tried it yet, and obviously the contract is locked until the launch time tomorrow. If you don't mind, Scott, I'm going to actually get that answer for you and reply to you after I have that. So if here, I'll just go ahead and send you a DM and put that as part of our support ticket here. But I'm assuming you probably have to refresh, but let's get a clear answer. I think there's another one as well. Let me scroll up a little bit. Okay. We got another one from Chris, who is asking, so there is a limit of 4 to be deposited in the vault from one wallet. Once they deposit it into the vault, could someone not just transfer 4 more of the NFT into the same wallet and deposit 4 more, then it would be 8 total. Let me see if I can understand this, guys. Give me a second.
Yeah, I know what he's asking. He's asking if he has 4 public pre-sale NFTs and he claims them, they get deposited in the vault. Can he then move 4 more public pre-sale NFTs into that same wallet? And the answer is no.
Okay, man, interesting, huh? That we can ask the same question many different ways, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to say there's a lot of different twists on that same strategy, but yeah.
Okay, thanks for that, Brett. Appreciate it. Yeah, sometimes I can get a little confused, and I'll ask folks, hey, could you just explain it a different way and see if I can actually understand what they want. All right, 1 second.
There's someone with their hand up in the chat. Jay Silver, I'm unmuting you now. Have a question for us, Jay?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Atlas. Yeah, just a quick question. Is there going to be like a dashboard or like a back office which shows all the referrals that are under you so that we can organize ourselves?
Absolutely. Great question, Jay. And I'm glad to hear from you. It's morning time over there, right?
It's actually 1:38 in the morning.
Oh, wait, you're in the UK. I assumed that you were also in Australia. Pardon me.
No, I'm in the UK. I actually do night shifts, so I'm still awake.
Okay, fantastic. So, Jay, absolutely, that's a very important component of having teams and being a syndicate leader. And that happens when you have 5 direct deposits and investors under you. So when you are going to want to look at your teams and who's actually contributing as well, it's pretty complex in how it shows the activity of your investors and a rating system, almost like a credit score. And that is going to be a tool that's going to be incorporated for launch. So you'll be able to see how many folks are under you, how many are direct, how many are under them, as well as, the ability to airdrop, ARK back to those folks, because they're going to help you to grow. They're going to help you to start earning a lot more. And part of the great, theory of these systems is the ability to give back. So the profits, flow upwards from their deposits and compounds, to you and those above you. But you also have the ability to, be grateful and, give back to them. And that's one of the things that I think you can learn from SK and a lot of the great leaders here that have experience on how to organize yourself to do those airdrops. So the whole system encompasses exactly that.
Perfect. That answers my question perfectly. Yeah, because I was wondering, I was trying to find it and see where you could see your referrals, but I'm glad to know that it's going to be ready in the future and launch. So thank you for that, Atlas. Thank you, everyone.
You're very welcome. And fantastic questions. Actually, never been asked here when I've been on the podcast before. I think most people just assume it's going to be there, but I know you're new to all this, and it is absolutely something that's extremely important. And we've looked at other ones that folks are doing, and they have kind of like a bulk. Some have bulk, airdrop, some others, and there's a couple little issues that I won't really expand on too much. But we've looked into it, and we've decided that we want to take the best practices and just improve what's out there. So hard at work on that as well. Is like I said, is extremely vital. Right now, unfortunately, you cannot see it because these are separate contracts that are just for the private and the pre-sale. And it would be just a lot of work to create a system right now that you would be able to see everybody. It would be really neat, but we're focusing our efforts on things that are extremely more important to be able to get everything launched correctly and have that. It's better to put our time into the actual D-app that we're all going to be investing in and managing on a daily basis.
Yeah, definitely. Big improvement from phase one, that's for sure.
Great, man. Great.
That's the only question I had. Thank you for answering.
Is this the first time you come to the podcast, Jay?
Yeah, this is actually the first time I'm talking to you on VC. Nice to
All
talk to you.
Great. Well, one thing we have here is a motto, and it's let's get this crypto. Let's go, Jay.
Definitely. Let's get the crypto, everyone.
Well, welcome aboard, brother.
Thank you. Cheers.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Is there somebody that would like to ask a question in tonight's podcast? We'd love to hear from you.
I'm just going to ask a question.
Absolutely. Go right ahead, sir.
How's it going, man?
Oh, I didn't recognize your voice.
Damn, dude, you're going through so many homies. You're going through so many calls. It's so interesting, dude. Like, you learn so much shit. Like, it's bizarre. I'm sorry for my swears. Like, I've been traveling all day. But when
we're adults. You're fine.
Yeah, we're adults. Yeah, it's rated 18, so we can talk about things, and everyone's giving their opinions, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. People are trying to get doing it in the right way, connecting the wallets and doing the right thing. So that's a cool thing. I've been on a little rabbit hole today, if you don't mind me diverting, or is it just question time?
You can go right ahead.
Yeah,
we're still recording, but you can go right ahead. We'd love to hear from you, man.
No, of course, man. Like, no, it's a great day tomorrow. I'm looking forward to every single day, and the coverage. Just everyone being sort of interactive with the smart contract. It's a really cool thing. But my sort of like obsession recently has been Chainlink and what it's got to do. So whilst I was driving to Scotland, I was with a friend who's an engineer on Chainlink, and these guys, I don't like to like tell people to buy the dip, but it's only $7 right now, and it did a top at $40. and then apart from the price action stuff, like they're working with like Amazon, IBM, with like real world nodes and interoperability. It's pretty cool. And that's been my sort of focus today and the markets. What do you make of the markets today? Is it surprising?
The little bit of the rebound, and we spoke earlier, me and you today, was actually a nice relief. Quite interesting. You had explained to me that you thought a lot of it had to do with the elections that were going down.
Yeah, we had the election data. It sort of dumped price a bit, and then we rebounded on CPI, on core price index. And yeah, man, like we saw it on all charts. We saw Bitcoin go back from 15 to 17, and then we saw on the Nasdaq, we saw it in all these different things. So yeah, man, these kind of things, they interest because it's based on people's impulse, right? These candlesticks or these investments, these tokens we buy, they're all based on people's emotions. And today, people felt really good that interest rates will cool off because that was the information loop today. And things rallied. And we're going to have pullbacks. There's going to be all sorts of things. It's going to be chaos for a little bit.
What was the CPI data? If you could share it with us.
You want to know? Yeah, man. Like, it was basically, in a good way, they showed encouragement that, like, our interest rates will slow down. Like, right now, we keep going up 75 basis points. And, like, core price index tells you, it's going to basically cool down, and that basically gave an impact to crypto, to real estate, to stocks, to all sorts of markets, and a lot of like price gains.
But did they lower it? Is my question.
Not yet, but they
Okay,
speculate to lower it. Even if Powell or any of these sorts of folks give a clue that they're gonna ease on the interest rate hikes, then that's a good thing for the economy, right? Like, everyone has a bit more cash or fiat or crypto to play with and learn from. So yeah, it was interesting, and it like pulled the market by like at least 300, 400 points on all sorts of assets. So as a trader, it was fun to participate in. But yeah, that's my sort of.
Definitely got to cut them, man. They're destroying not only the U.S. economy, but even more the emerging markets, and it's crazy. In my opinion, what's going on and what they're doing. They should be lowering aggressively instead of the squeeze that's happening, man. Especially those countries that have to get those dollars. The dollar's so high, and they need to buy food supply, grain, other staples that are just necessary, and them having to go out and get those dollars at the crazily inflated prices is really taking a toll on them. It's kind of sad.
Absolutely. It's expensive out there.
It almost feels like the lunatics took control of the sanitarium of the crazy house.
Absolutely.
Or this Powell guy is the freaking captain of the Titanic. He needs to come above he needs to come above the ARK, man. Get some education.
Yeah, get DeFi'd, doing some research. He's got to do some. He's got to Google it. He's got to like take an interest, and that's the sort of case here. Like, that's my interest. Like, it's a boring thing following politicians and their sorts of conversations, but I just want to see them like be layered up to DeFi, man, a little bit, because DeFi is the future, and yeah, most of the time, like, people speculate and no one speaks about it, but I hope DeFi is discussed in these discussions. And then at the same time, like, even in DeFi or like in centralized exchanges, like Binance's, you have FTX's, all these sorts of rumors, I hope it all settles down and people take an interest in DeFi for what it is. And Chainlink has done $7 billion in transactions and manages huge portfolios and nodes and interlayer and interoperability. So these are the kind of things that people should focus on. But yeah, I mean, like, right now, the focus of these folks here, it's been a big crowd. I need to hear Dr. Kelly's opinions, so I'm going to go back in the podcast and listen to that. But exciting times for the team, huh? Brad, everybody. Public rounds, pre-sales, they're the most fun times. And you learn about projects, and then, you shoot off, you go to the moon from there. Good times.
Good time. Absolutely, man. Thanks for stopping by tonight and sharing a little bit with us. Hope you enjoy your trip. And you got well to your location. You're already settled.
Yeah, the hotel's nice. This place is beautiful. On the drive here, like if others from the UK can tell, like it's a beautiful country. There's a lot of forest. There's a lot of like nature and nurture, and everything's green, and it's beautiful. So we're gonna see the castle, and then I'll be heading back home tomorrow.
All right, now let's get this crypto. Thanks for
crypto.
stopping by. Is there anybody else that has a question or a comment? See some new folks in here. Welcome to tonight's podcast. Welcome to ARK. We'd love to hear from you if you have a question. All right. I guess we're going to end the recording, at least for the evening, and we're going to stay around for a little bit longer. Mr. Fortunate, are you there, sir?
I was on my way to end the recording, sir. Yes, I am here.
All right. Well, we want to thank everyone that came to the podcast this evening, participated with us, in particular, Dr. Kelly Snook, who made a fantastic presentation for our community. We recorded to make sure that those that weren't able to be here, maybe over the weekend or tomorrow in the morning, they'll be able to watch it. And there's also the link to the calculator that's pinned here in the chat. We will be on a couple hours before the official launch tomorrow, 12 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. UTC. And guys, we're very excited about tomorrow, and hope that, in the recording, if you had any questions, you'll be able to find answers. And if not, you're always welcome to ask your question here in the chat, and the admins and moderators will be happy to answer you accordingly. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Thank you.